Standing Simmer here today, and welcome back to the channel for another current household update for my goth family, the family that I love oh so much. Now, the last video that I put out on this family did of course cover the multiple households that I've been recently playing with them, considering their family has grown so large. So in an effort to save as much time as possible, I'm going to go ahead and try to move through this quite quickly so I don't waste any of y'all's time, but then also still get to update you guys on what we've been doing. So the lovely sim that we see here in front of us is Blair Goth, or Blair Villarreal, which super exciting. She is now married to Max. In the last update, I'm just going to go ahead and make sure to link the playlist with the last 2 updates in it in the description down below, guys. So if you want to catch up on more of the details, I can't really take the time to cover a lot of the backstory that I've already covered, but I will make sure to catch you up to current speed. So Blair Goth, or Blair Villarreal, I think that she's technically Blair Villarreal, whatever. Yeah, she is technically, because they are now married. Now, Blair, if you remember, is the oldest daughter of, oh gosh, Mortimer and Bella Goth, guys. And the reason we're starting in her family is because Mortimer and Bella are no longer living. And I will cover that in another household when we get to them. There is a reason for that. But since she is the oldest living member of the family, gosh, that sounds so crazy to say, then I decided to start in her household with her family. Now, the last time we updated you guys on Blair and her family, I believe that she and her then boyfriend Max were living in the city. They were young adults, had just had 2 twin daughters. Their 2 twin daughters are now in another household entirely. Once again, one that we will cover today. But Blair and Max at the time decided that they obviously wanted to stay together for the rest of their lives. And for them, that meant that they decided to go ahead and get engaged and get married. Super excited that they decided to do that, by the way. I really wanted to have their wedding. So they did have a wedding. They did have their 2 twin daughters there. And then shortly after that, decided to add one more sim to their family, which is Casey over here, just floating through his head. Oh gosh, okay. That's Casey. Okay, Casey is the youngest member of the family. He is their only son. So Blair and Max have 2 children. Let me go ahead and go over, oh my gosh, that's so sweet. Guys, I'm going to go ahead and leave it pause for a second. Y'all know how I get. So Blair, really quickly, you can see her trait panel down here. These are her traits. She has quite a few that we've given her, and also some that we've acquired. She is currently an adult and is progressing on toward being an elder. Don't exactly know what I'm going to do when she gets to that point, guys. I honestly don't know. So she is still in the politician career. She is level 9 of 10. She has done everything she needs to get that last promotion. And guys, we are literally on the verge. Like, she's actually about to go to work too. I'm sort of hoping it happens today. But she is cut out for the politician career. She is in the charity organizer branch and has raised all kinds of money for her cause. The way that we got this, just a little quick tip, is she has that incredibly friendly reward trait, and it means that you can start off every relationship with a sim very, very high, and so that is a great like segue into getting donations and things like that. So that's kind of how we accomplished that. Super excited for this. Really hope she gets that last promotion today. And she has the party animal aspiration, which we've done absolutely nothing with. Pretty much, I honestly need to just give her a new aspiration because this ended up really not fitting her personality. So here's a quick little overview of her trait panel. The most notable trait that she has is that of charisma, which she has totally mastered, once again, because that was really helpful for her career. So guys, that is Blair. She's such a beautiful sim. I love her so much. Oh my gosh. Okay. And then of course her hubby Max here. This is Max Villarreal, as I mentioned before. They were childhood friends. I'm not going to go over their previous story once again. We did that in the last part, but they have happily stayed together their whole lives since the last time I updated you guys. And once again, they have since decided to get married and did so. So yeah, they are married. They are spouses now, totally in love. Max is, let's see, he's non-committal, creative, evil, and a muser because of this musical genius aspiration. Once again, probably need to give him another one. I focus on some of the aspirations, but not all of them. And for some reason, their 2 aspirations currently don't necessarily fit their personalities as well as I had intended them to. So he is in the secret agent career, and he's currently level 6. And he's doing pretty well there as well. So let's see, anything to fancy in his skills going on? Not too much. He's pretty good at a lot of things, but not too notable in too many. So once again, I will get over the, I'll tell you guys a little bit more about their twin daughters and introduce you to them and talk about them when I get to their household, but we're not there just yet. So I do want to mention a little bit about Casey here, once again, who is their youngest son and one of the only goth male 3rd gens. Just a little spoiler there. He is one of 2 3rd gens. Speaking of that, guys, just bear with me. I'm going to be a little all over the place, but I'm so excited to share these things with you. So just bear that in mind. So Blair is a part of this group. Since she's the oldest child of the 4 Goth children, she has this 2nd gen group, and these are all of the living siblings and their spouses. Now that's an important little thing to keep in mind. So this is their group, and so makes it easier for them to kind of like get all together when they're having social events and things. And Casey is a part of the cousins group, which is the 3rd gen group. Once again, this is a little bit of a spoiler for what's to come. But anyways, Casey as a sim, he is cheerful, a geek. He was a happy toddler. He has high metabolism from his bodybuilder aspiration. Guys, and I'm fairly certain that he is going to be an astronaut one of these days. The reason for that, I am just going to give you a little tiny sneak peek into what I think his personality is going to be in the future. So guys, he is a high school student. He's a high school A student. He's actually about to have to go to school. But he was walking down the hall one day at school, saw this beautiful, beautiful girl who was being teased by some of his classmates. And turns out the reason that they were teasing her is because she's actually an alien in disguise. And he felt so sorry for her. And I tell you what, their relationship is so strange that she doesn't even show up in his relationship panel here, but he felt so sorry for her that he wanted to try to get to know her a little better. But before he could really talk to her, she disappeared. She just kind of like practically vanished into thin air. You know, it's kind of crazy stuff. But anyway, so I decided that he wants to pursue being an astronaut because it was as cheesy as this is, guys, it was almost like a love at first sight type scenario. So he's going to pursue being an astronaut in an effort to get to space so that he can possibly learn more about the alien culture and hopefully maybe meet this girl again. We'll see what happens. That's all I'm gonna say. We're just gonna leave it there. He's still just in high school. I mean, boy, he just aged up not too long ago. He's already getting himself into some crazy business. But okay, guys, I think that's just about all I have to update you guys on besides their house. They are living here in Oasis Springs because I love experiencing weather in all of these different situations. Actually, back here in the back of their house is Casey's rocket. He's already gone to space a couple of times, and this is the way that he's done that. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, guys, so I guess I'm going to go ahead and jump on out of their household for now because, once again, I don't want this to take too awful long, but I am going to go ahead and jump into the next household where I will update you guys on, and we'll just keep on moving from there. Alrighty, guys, so we are on in the next household, and this is the household containing Ian Goth and his wife Betsy. Ian is the 2nd child and the only son to Bella and Mortimer, and he is, of course, just younger than Blair, whose household we were just in. And he is, like I said, living here in Newcrest still with his wife Betsy, and they still apparently have their Christmas decorations up. Or maybe they're just decorating early because it is currently fall here in Newcrest. But so Betsy is sitting in here on the computer. There is a member of the household missing, as you guys might know. They do have one daughter, Zoe. Zoe is, once again, their only daughter, only child. They just decided to leave off having children after her because it just fit their lifestyle so perfectly to just have the one girl. And so, yeah, Ian is, if I remember correctly, in the last update, he was in the scientist career. And he was in the scientist career until he maxed out the scientist career. Like, he literally got to the tippy top. But his aspiration has always been this computer whiz aspiration. And after he mastered the scientist career, there was this tier here of the aspiration of his to reach level 3 of the tech guru career. So in my story, he kind of had like this teeny tiny little midlife crisis, quit the scientist career where he was level 10, enter the tech guru career, which he started out at level 3 because he was a high school A student, and that way he could keep progressing here toward his aspiration, which we still haven't done a ton on. I mean, he's still just level 2 of 4, but he is just really cool. I like him a lot. As you can see, he is also an adult, and he is progressing as well toward being an elder, as they do. But here are his traits here. Nothing too ridiculous going on there as well, but he's just a very cute sim, guys. I think a lot of you liked him in the last update as well, because man, he's fairly good looking, I will say so myself. So here are his traits. Once again, nothing too notable going on there. The most high that he has, gosh, what in the world? The highest traits he has going on there are all kind of still pretty mid-level. He has lots of 5 and 6 level traits. He is, of course, in the 2nd gen group that I showed you in the last time where Blair was. And he is married to this lovely lady, Betsy. Now, she's looking pretty tense. What is she doing? Is she playing a video game or something? Yeah, she is. So this is Betsy. Betsy is his wife, and I went over their whole sweet story in the last update. Once again, check that out if you'd like to see the progression and kind of what got them to this point. So he and Betsy have been married for a long time. Like they're I don't know, they're couple goals essentially. So they got married right out of high school. Super sweet, just amazing couple. They've loved each other all of these years. Now, Betsy is a pretty cool sim because she has this master chef aspiration, which she has mastered. Super, super proud of her for that. And she was in the culinary career until she reached level 8. That was because she had to reach level 8 of the culinary career in order to master the aspiration. But she used to be in the culinary career, period, and now she is no longer because she and her daughter own a restaurant together. And in my storyline, she is the chef. Now, that's hard to actually pull off in The Sims. You can't joint own a restaurant unless you're both in the same household. Obviously, they are not. And we will get to Zoe's story here in just a bit when we go to her household. But essentially, Betsy does not have a career right now because she is working at the restaurant that she and her daughter own together. And that has kind of always been her dream. I'm technically running it from Zoe's point of view, which once again I will get to. But that is the reason she's no longer in a career, because she is the chef at Zoe's restaurant, at the restaurant that they own together. So this is going to be a little bit of a shorter household, I think. Once again, there are only 2 members, and I don't know, the member that I have to update you guys the most on isn't even in the household anymore. So let me just give you a quick little overview of their house. Once again, it is about the same as when you last saw it, probably in the last update. Only, you know, they have an empty room now, which is kind of sad. So I don't know. I really love playing with them so much. I think that they're just, once again, couple goals, and I love their story. Oh gosh, he's at work. Well, okay, well, I'm glad that we were able to get home and take a look at him real quick before he went to work. That's really nice. I guess we'll leave Betsy alone here as she's playing her video games and all that good stuff. I think we left her on the computer in the last update too, which is funny. But, quick little thing here, guys. I am going to let you know right off the bat that we probably aren't going to be going to Cass in this episode, mainly because their outfits haven't changed a ton since the makeover video I put out a couple of weeks ago on the channel. Once again, you should go check that out if you would like. But it would just take way too long if we went into Cass, so we're probably not going to do that. But any outfits that you see with them, you know, having them on and all that kind of stuff, are pretty good ones to get an idea of how they look and all that good stuff. So yeah, guys, I'm going to go ahead and leave Betsy off right here to do some of her video gaming, and let Ian go to work and get his stuff done, and we'll jump on into the next household. Alrighty, guys, we are on into the 3rd of the 4 households I need to update you guys on today, surrounding my goth family, and we are looking at the lovely Mila Goth. Now, this is where some real story comes in, guys, because there has been so much changed in this household since the last time I updated you. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So the saddest thing I have to tell you guys is that there are now 3 members of this family who have died, and that is, once again, very sad. Not only are Bella and Mortimer, did they not die of old age, but Mila's twin sister Avery is also no longer alive. And that, once again, is some of the saddest news I had to tell you guys. Obviously, we knew Bella and Mortimer were going to pass away at some point. They're Sims, after all, and they were elders in the last update. I told you guys in the last one, I believe, that I was really hoping to catch Mortimer's household when he passed away. That did not happen, unfortunately. I was actually playing here in Mila's household when I got the notification that he had died. That was actually kind of cool, believe it or not. I got a phone call. Actually, all the Sims in my household pretty much got a phone call that said, hey, I thought you'd want to know Mortimer has passed away. All of the Sims got a sad moodlet. I loved that so much. Actually, it made me super sad. But I love that that has been patched in, I believe, since the last update. And I think it just adds so much to the story. So I missed being in his household when he passed away, which also unfortunately means I don't have his gravestone. I actually went looking for it and couldn't find it. But when that happened, Mila in particular was struck so hard by his passing. She was so torn up by the fact that he had died. And so she called her mama, Bella, right away and said, hey, please come on over. I have something to talk to you about. And so Bella came over and she said, listen, you know what? You don't need to be living in that big old house by yourself. They had, you know, this big 3-bedroom house. It's a family house. She said, how about you just move in with us? We have a couple of extra bedrooms. You can help out around the house if you want to. You can do whatever you want, have the freedom that you want, but just come and live with us so you don't have to be lonely. So Bella actually moved in with this household for a time. Shortly after that, Avery, Mila's twin sister, like I told you about. I'm sorry, we're just paused here. There's a reason for that because, you know, else things will get a little bit too distracting. So Avery, Mila's twin sister, who I will pop a photo up on the screen right now of her. So that way you guys can kind of like refresh your memory. So she was my gardener sim. She was in the gardener career. She had the beautiful garden out the back of their house. She was growing a cow plant, all kinds of crazy stuff going on. So she was so dedicated to her garden that, well, let me back up just a second. So, gosh, sorry guys, I'm a mess. Y'all know this by now, I'm a mess. So Avery was dating mega famous celebrity bowler Tommy Oakes, right? You guys know that from the last update. They, even though they were just boyfriend and girlfriend, hey, they had been dating for a very, very long time. They loved each other a lot. So they decided that they wanted to grow their family by having a child, because I really wanted them to have a kid. So they did have a kid, who I will introduce you to here in just a second. They had a kid. When that child was still just a toddler, Avery was out tending her garden one day. She's incredibly devoted to her garden. So she was out tending it one day, even though there was a thunderstorm, and she didn't really pay attention to the lightning or the severity of the storm. And while she was standing out in the rain, she got struck by lightning and she died in their backyard, guys. She died. So unfortunately, I do not have a single screenie from this time, because for some reason my screenshot key wasn't working. I use reshade, so you have to set a screenshot key. That's all beside the point. But I was taking screenies, or so I thought, and there were no screenies. So I'm missing a little bit of screenshots from this time period that I'm about to tell you about, which makes me very sad. But long story short, Avery died out in their backyard from being struck by lightning. She was electrocuted. So obviously the entire family was so devastated. Bella had to witness her daughter dying shortly after her own husband had passed away. Mila here she was totally shaken by the fact that she lost her twin sister, her closest friend. And Tommy, who of course was dating Avery at the time, was so upset by the entire situation that he literally acquired like insanity. So like I gave him the erratic trait just for the storyline. He literally just kind of went off his rocker. Despite the fact that he had a child at the time, he moved away. He moved out of their house. He moved to Forgotten Hollow, to a household of vampire hunters. And there he is to this day. So that's what happened to Tommy. Tommy is not in this household anymore. He doesn't really have a relationship with his son right now. It is a boy. Doesn't really have a relationship with him right now. That might change in the future. But long story short, gosh, I promise I will move off the screen here in just a second, guys. Just the story part. Long story short, Mila here, who cannot physically have children herself, adopted her nephew, who is this little buddy standing right down over here. So she adopted him, and his name is Nathan. I knew that. I always get Nathan and Casey mixed up, but she adopted Nathan. And so this Nathan right here, this little buddy, this little cute thing right here, this is Avery's son, Avery and Tommy's son. And yeah, he considers his Aunt Mila to be like his mother. He was only a toddler when his mom died and when his dad kind of checked out on them. So he knows about his mom, but he doesn't really remember her. So because living in that house over on the cove in Brindleton Bay was so painful, they actually moved out here to, this is, I think, the Sable Square area of Brindleton Bay. Can we just take a second to appreciate how beautiful Brindleton Bay is in the fall? Oh my gosh. So they moved out here, guys. This is a reno of Domus Familiaris, I believe. I think this was done by Kristen Marie XO. I got it off the gallery. So they moved out here with Bella and Mila and Nathan. And then shortly after that, Bella died, kind of technically of old age, but also I think of a bit of heartbreak too. I mean, I think that losing her husband and her daughter in quick succession really took a toll on her. So unfortunately, once again, do not have screenies. Still don't have screenies at this time, unfortunately. But yeah, so rough time for the whole family. Of course, Nathan grows up a little bit. Mila moves on with her life. Mila is actually a pretty cool sim. I'll get to the other members of the household here in just a second. She is still in the detective career. She is a lieutenant. She, of course, has to go to work right now, but we're going to just hold off on that for a second. She, last time I updated you, had one of the jungle adventure aspirations to be an explorer, I think. Guys, she completed that aspiration. And so let me show you that just like real quick. I think, yeah, it's a nature one. Yeah, she completed Jungle Explorer, which is really, really cool. I'm super proud of having done that. I hadn't ever completed that one before. So her traits are as you see right here in the panel, and that treasure hunter trait right there is the one that she got as a result of completing that aspiration. She currently has the outdoor enthusiast aspiration, which requires her to go to Granite Falls a little bit. We're not really grinding too heavy on that just yet because she kind of has different priorities now. She's not really, I mean, she's a single sim, like she still doesn't have a relationship because she's unflirty and she's not really interested in having a spouse or a significant other, really. But she is raising 2 children. And the other of those 2 children is this cute little bean. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. We'll get there in a second. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Oh, she's cute. This is Emberly. Emberly is a child that Mila adopted not too long after Bella died because she knew that she wanted to have, she obviously had adopted her nephew Nathan, but she also wanted to adopt a child. Like, so like take in a child, give them a good home. So that's Emberly. She kind of had always planned on doing that, and so she went ahead and just did it anyway, even though she had to adopt Nathan when Avery died. But yeah, guys, this is Emberly, and she's so cute. Oh my gosh, I love her so much. You'll see by the sheer amount of screenshots that I have taken of her. Unfortunately, the screenshot saga lasted until after Emberly had aged up into a child. So I have no photos whatsoever of her as a toddler. Oh my gosh, she was such a cute toddler, guys. I'm so sad. But after that point, we've kind of like, we fixed it. It's fine. But so yeah, so not only does Mila have a son who is also her nephew, technically, she's raising him as a son. It doesn't matter. But she also has a daughter, Emberly. And so Emberly in her family tree is technically listed as her daughter, which is super, super cool. They also have this little puppy. This is Honey. Honey is a golden doodle, I believe. They got Honey as a present when they both got B grades, when they both worked really hard to get B's in school. Mila promised them that they could get a little dog. So, oh my gosh, guys, I think that that's just about all I have to update you guys on, except for this very sad little corner down over here in the backyard. This is Bella on the right and Avery on the left. So this is our little memorial spot. The kids and Mila all come out here to grieve every once in a while, even though Emberly didn't really ever know either of them. Oh, no, I take that back. She did know Bella for a short time, but this is still kind of their little resting spot. So, okay, guys, oh my gosh, I think that that's about all I have to update you guys on. Emberly and Nathan are so young at this point that we really don't have much of a personality or a storyline lined up for them just yet, but we'll get to that point in the next time I update you, I'm sure. But I'm going to go ahead and jump into the last and final household. Yeah, last and final. I'm going to go ahead and jump into that household and update you guys on the 4th and final household that we have for this family. And yeah, so stay tuned. Alrighty, guys, so we are on into the last household that I have to update you guys on, which I have hinted about in at least 2 of the households already. So I'm glad to finally be able to update you guys on this household. This is the household that only contains members of Gen 3 of this family. So I wanted to kind of put them last. All of the other households contained original Gen 2 members, so I thought it would be more appropriate to do it this way. But, oh gosh, I love this household so much. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and just move on into introducing you guys to the Sims in this household. First things first, they live over here in San Myshuno. I believe this is the Arts District, if I'm not mistaken. And just a quick heads up, this apartment build will probably be going up on the channel sometime this week, or it's already gone up this week. I don't even know yet. But that's my plan, at least at this point. We'll see if that actually happens, but that's kind of that's my goal anyway. So I won't be like going through the apartment too much because of that. But let's start over here with the first grandchild of Mortimer and Bella. This is Zoe. Let's see if I can get our little look on her face. Squeeze in here between her and her easel. Come between a girl and her easel. Okay, this is Zoe. Oh my gosh, she's gorgeous, guys. Okay, so she was a child the last time I updated you. And the other 2 members who are like way over there in the living area, they were both toddlers still. So once again, lots of time has passed in this save. So Zoe, once again, is the oldest grandchild of Bella and Mortimer. She was the first member of Gen 3. She is Ian and Betsy's daughter, their only daughter. So, once again, she was a child the last time I updated you guys on, so let's go ahead and get onto her traits and all that good stuff. She is loving life as an artist. She's not an artist, though, only, which is super cool. I'm actually loving her character so much. So, here is the list of her traits. She was my sim who was not only a top-notch toddler, having maxed all her toddler skills, but she was also a scout when she was a child and a teen, and she got every single one of her badges, guys. She reached the top level of the scouts, as high as you can get. She is just amazing. I mean, she's honestly like goals as far as the sim goes, and she's so pretty to boot. Like, she's just gorgeous. So, yeah. That is Zoe. Zoe is amazing. I love her so much. She has the painter extraordinaire aspiration, which she's so close to mastering, guys. She's still just a young adult. She's just a young adult, but she's about to master this painter extraordinaire aspiration. She just has to complete 5 masterpieces. So painting obviously is something that she likes to do in her spare time. She's always been a pretty creative sim. So I figured that this would be appropriate for her when she became a young adult. So, well, a teenager, actually. She is in the business career. I forget which branch this is, but she's about to have to go to work anyway, so we might send her that way here in just a minute. But she's like level 5 or 6, I think, of the business career. So her mother, Betsy Giordano, who we talked about in Ian's household, she has always kind of had the dream to open a business, but she really only knows the cooking aspect. She is she's like a master chef. She's maxed her culinary aspirations. She's maxed cooking skill. She has a really high gourmet cooking skill. So gourmet cooking and cooking is something that she knows very well, but the business side of it, she doesn't know as well. So when Zoe aged up, got into the business career, has done very well for herself in the business career, they decided to partner up together to buy a restaurant, with Zoe handling the books, the financial aspect, the business side of things, the marketing, and her mom just getting to take care of the part that she likes the best, which is cooking. So they've only just recently bought a restaurant together, Whiskerman's Diner, which I won't show you guys yet. I mean, I won't show you that in this update. But long story short, we just bought this restaurant. We're only at 1.5 stars, but I'm so excited about this, I can't even tell you. So Zoe's probably going to keep her job as a regional manager for now, until maybe the restaurant does so well that she can quit her job and devote herself to that full time. But that is what she is up to. As far as relationships that are kind of noteworthy goes, guys, she has a boyfriend. She's had this boyfriend since she was a teenager. This is Windus Keating. Very cute, very sweet. They, once again, have been dating since they were teens. Actually, they had their first kiss on New Year's Eve. It was a whole thing. They actually did a little bit of messing around in the closet at a club on New Year's Eve. Yeah, her parents weren't very happy about that, but you know, they were kind of head over heels and things happened. So they are actually still dating, and I don't know how serious it will be going forward. None of the Gen 3 babies have babies yet, so there is no Gen 4 yet. I don't know yet who is going to be the first one to do that, but long story short, she and Windus are dating. If you see him in a future update, you kind of know that this has been a thing ever since she was a teen. So that is sort of the last little bit that I have to update you guys on as far as Zoe goes. Zoe has this beautiful, like, artistic room over here, which once again, I won't, tell you about too much, because she is we're going to be doing an apartment renovation with this probably sometime this week if we haven't already, but she painted all these murals and stuff on the walls of all the bedrooms, which gorgeous. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, so let me move on to the twins. Now, these are the twins of Blair and Max. Now, so the twin that's here in front of us is Sydney. This is the lovely set of twins who have the purple eyes, as you can see. Oh my gosh, they're so pretty. Ooh. I love them so much. So this is Sydney. She is a beautiful sim. I love her a lot. Gosh, I say that all the time. It's a mess. Anyways, I love them. I love them. Sydney is she's in the doctor career. I think this is like level 3 or 4. I forget. Sydney is a little mischievous. She's kind of a little bit of a mess, but we like that. That's just her personality. So she's a bit mischievous. She has the following traits, as you can see here. She's loner, neat, good, and she, of course, was a happy toddler. They all are. That's a thing. So as far as notable relationships for Sydney goes, we haven't really developed too much. She has this guy that she works with named Kieran. So he's also a doctor. They're kind of in the same career. They kind of flirted up at work a couple of times. They play chess every once in a while just to kind of get their logic up. Other than that, they don't do a whole bunch. Not sure if he's endgame, but he might be. We'll see. So Sydney also has a little pet rodent who is named Izzy. This is actually the 3rd Izzy. I don't even know where Izzy is. Izzy is. I don't even know where they are right now. Oh, look. Oh, I think they're right there. Look at it. Look at it. Okay, so that is Izzy. That is Sydney's little pet. Izzy is a hamster, by the way. And then this is Sydney's room right through here. So once again, she's a doctor. She is a pretty cool sim. Like her a lot. And super excited to be playing with them. Obviously, so this was probably obvious at the beginning, but I didn't actually say it. All 3 of these cousins, well, 2 of the girls are sisters, and then Zoe is their cousin. They all live together here in San Myshuno. They've been best friends ever since they were children. They've hung out together a lot. They're all pretty close in age. And so they decided when they all became young adults to move out together. So that's kind of what they're doing there. Now this sim right here, this is Paisley. Once again, she's got the pretty purple eyes. Oh my gosh, she's cute. She is my musician. So let me go ahead and move on over to her here real quick. She wants to be a serial romantic. She's currently level 2 of 4. Oh no, well, she's finished 1. She's on the 2nd tier. And she is in the musician career, so the entertainer career. She's also just recently entered the musician branch. She does a lot of singing. She plays a little bit of violin, but she mainly plays the guitar and the keyboard over here. The neighbors get really, really happy with her about that. So that pretty much is Paisley. Paisley has completed, obviously, a little bit of her aspiration here because she has a BF. This is Andre. Now, one thing that the relationship panel says she knows, but she doesn't actually know that Andre is married. Yes, that's an issue. She doesn't know that yet. So my plan for her is that maybe there will be a little bit of an accidental pregnancy between herself and Andre, and in her effort to try to kind of tie him down a little more, she'll kind of like suggest that they move further in their relationship, and he won't really want to because he's married. She's kind of just the side thing, I guess you could say. But she doesn't know that yet. I think that's going to make her a little bitter. Might make her so that she, I don't know, wants to date a bunch of people and never really commit. I don't really know, but we'll see. Okay, so these are her traits: romantic, goofball, gloomy, and she has a couple of other traits going on there as well. And guys, this part has already been way too long, but y'all know how that is. There will, of course, be screenshots at the end and have been throughout if I've done anything like what I've done in the past. But I am going to go ahead and cut off right here. I guess, hanging out here next to Paisley is just as good an outro as any. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Oh my gosh, there's been so much information for you guys, but that's what happens when there are 4 households. I appreciate so much the support you showed on the last current household update for this family. It just makes me happy that you like them too, because I love them a lot, and that, I don't know, it's like validation. I don't need the validation, but it's nice to have it anyway, So I'm gonna go ahead and leave it off right here. If there are screenshots at the end, so enjoy those if you would like. Regardless, let me know what you guys think about this family. Let me know some ideas or anything you have for future gameplay. Let me know what your favorite aspects of what I just explained were. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and leave it off right here before this video gets any longer. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having the best of days, and I will see you very soon. Bye!
I'm so happy.